Hey everyone, I finished watching the next VR Troopers episode, which I don't remember the name of. Again. Uh, Digging for Fire. Is that, like, is that a reference to something? Is that like, crap, there was some Power Ranger episode that had like a really awkward title, and it turns out it was like a reference to a movie. Oh yeah, Cars Attacks. It was a Turbo episode. I think it was a, or was it, I don't remember now exactly if oh well, whatever. It was an episode called Cars Attacks, and I went to Ranger Wiki to look up some stuff about it, and it said that the title was a reference to Mars Attacks, which had come out later or earlier that year or something. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a reference that really didn't hold up. Like, I'm not sure too many people would look at this random Power Rangers episode called Cars Attacks, and they would immediately put together, oh, it's from the movie Mars Attacks, that one really weird Tim Burton movie that, like, it's a dumb, fun little movie, but it's not really something people would remember now. So anyway, Digging for Fire? Whatever. Anyway, the troopers experience this massive earthquake while they're out shopping from some street vendors. They're looking for a thing to get for Tao for his birthday. They get him this like little vase from this one guy selling a bunch of pots and vases. The earthquake smashes all of his pots and vases, and the troopers are upset about it. And he's all like, "Oh no!" And uh, okay, moving on. They go down to the lab and they find out that it's being caused. The earthquake is caused by this underground tunnel that Grimlord has been making, and so then they find out the location of the tunnels. Oh, and then at some point also there's a second earthquake, and that guy with the pots and vases is back with new pots and vases, and they all smash too. And then he's never seen again. It's really weird. There's this like weird emphasis put on him, like he's supposed to be important or something, but he isn't. His stuff falls over twice and breaks, and then bye. He's never heard from again. I don't get it. What? I don't know. It's weird. Maybe he was intended to be a bigger character. Maybe he did have a thing at the end originally, but they cut it for time or something. I don't know. Anyway, actual plot. Let's see. They go to the location of the tunnels that they found on Hart's Lab's scanners or whatever, and Ryan encounters a mutant. So then they fight off, they regroup, and then, let's see, at the lab, they figure out Grimlord is trying to dig to the center of the Earth. As you do. So then they return to the tunnel location, and the entrance is inside this building. They go in the building, and they split up, because of course they do. And clever thing here, both Spielban and Metalder had very similar episodes where the heroes were running around a bunch of white hallways running into booby traps. Lucky. So let's see. Ryan and JB both fall through trapdoors. Caitlin is jumped by Scugs. JB and Caitlin fight their way out. They also encounter General Ivar, who does nothing. I don't know why he's there, but cool, but he's gone immediately. And then Ryan encounters the mutant he fought earlier. Oh, and this mutant does have kind of a cool ability. He can, like, shoot his fists off. And that was kind of a cool scene when Ryan first encounters the mutant. You, I can't remember now if you, like, see the mutant first or you just see his fist fly by. The effect in the Japanese, like, Metalder show, let's see, the fists will just become a blur in front of the screen, and so it's really easy to replicate it in VR Troopers, so they don't need the actual prop or anything, just put a blur on the screen, going, zipping across Ryan. So, that was a neat little thing, and it works really well. Oh, my notes keep turning off for some reason. Okay, now they're on. So anyway, Ryan defeats the monster. Not really any special way to defeat it. Mm, just it just dies. I guess not every monster needs a clever way to defeat it or anything, but I don't know, VR Troopers so often, it feels like, because of the way it is, like, I'm guessing probably the Japanese versions usually have some kind of, like, plot relevant reason or way to defeat the monster, and over here we completely discard the plot usually, and so they just fight the monster until it's dead. So then JB uses the battle cruiser to cave in Grimlord's tunnel, and Grimlord's plans are ruined. He can never build the tunnel again. That's just a thing with Grimlord. He doesn't like to do the same thing twice if he fails once. So then the troopers go to Master Tao to celebrate his birthday. They give him the vase that they made for him. It broke in the earthquake, but they glued it back together, and Tao's happy with it because it's the thought that counts. And then Jeb eats his cake, and the end. So it's an okay episode. There's nothing really stand out or special about it. Let's see. The one thing with this episode that does stand out is the choice to edit together two very similar episodes of Metalder and Spielbahn, which really, really helps. They have tried to do that before, and they'll do it later on, where they take two, like, similar settings that the characters are in, and try to, like, combine... Oh, my hair's sticking up weird, that's weird. Okay, anyway. And, yeah, they'll try to combine footage that looks kind of similar, but you can usually tell that, yeah, it's different. Like, say they're on a boat or something, but they're obviously on different boats. That's the kind of thing that would happen before and later on. But this time, they're able to, like, work them together, and it works really well with each other. It really does feel like it's part of the same show, although they are still splitting up, and you never see Ryan with JB or Caitlin all together. That isn't the American suits. Oh, and also, since it's just white hallways, that's easy to replicate. So they're able to have, let's see, Ryan go down the hallway, and then this, like, cage, like, falls around him. He transforms. Cut to Metalder footage, where the hero is stuck in a cage in a white hallway. Neat. And, Yep, nothing much to say about this one. It's kind of a nothing episode. It's fine for VR Troopers. I keep thinking about, like, if I had seen VR Troopers when I was a little kid, if I would like these episodes anymore. Because a while ago, I did rewatch all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and, like, that's the series I've seen the most of, because I had tons and tons of episodes on tape. I had, let's see, some of Zeo and Turbo. I had that one in space tape. A couple Lost Galaxy tapes. But yeah, the episodes of Mighty Morphin that were, like, taped off TV, those were the ones that I watched, like, the most, because I just had the most of them. And when I was rewatching it, I was seeing some episodes, and I was like, wow, these really aren't very good, but I really like them, and I'm nostalgic for them. I remember seeing them when I was a kid, and thinking that they were really cool. And I'm wondering if VR Troopers, if it'd be the same thing. Like, if I saw these episodes when I was a kid, would I have a softer spot for them? Would I be more willing to look past the flaws in them, and, how many times the stories are just kind of nothing stories? I don't know. Like, with Power Rangers, I can kind of recognize now when an episode is just bad. Like, really early on, especially, a lot of the really early episodes just are not very good, but I do have nostalgia for them. I remember seeing them when I was a kid, on tape, on Fox Kids. Like, I remember everything about them, and that makes me happy. And VR Troopers, it's kind of the same thing, because it's a Saban show. It uses Toei superhero show footage. It splices in uh, Los Angeles actors. It's shot around the same locations that Power Rangers would shoot in. It has, like, the same kind of music from Shuki Levy and Haim Saban, and it's got, like, most of the same, like, cast and crew coming and going. So in a way, VR Troopers does kind of have... It does make me feel nostalgic for when I was watching Power Rangers and Beetleborgs and Masked Rider when I was a kid. So, not a whole lot to say about this actual episode. Just it's so nothing. It made me think about everything but this episode because there's just nothing here. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.